almost 5,000 years back. Very unfortunate war began. It was the first day. First day was the day when Lord Krishna had to bring some sense, awareness, sense of duty in the minds of Arjun, who was confused and who refused to wage a war. Only he can understand. Most mesmerizing thing for us to learn that Gita Upadesh nor Lord Krishna could prevent the war. Then we keep wondering about Lord's capacity to make a change in human beings, in their mindset. But no God can change the mindset of any human being, because every human has the same God within to oppose. Either we agree or we disagree. If you are confused, like Arjun, accept yourself that, my Lord, I am confused. I don't know you. I have gone so far away from reality, I don't know you. May your grace descend so that I can at least have a glimpse of your presence. And this is, to me, an understanding of Gita. That if you have a little bit of opening in your heart, there is a possibility of transformation at our level. But if we remain adamant, like Duryodhana, and say, come what may, I will not budge. You can do whatever you want. What can Lord do? We are, most of us, in a similar situation like that of Duryodhana. Do you think Mother Gandhari would choose such a name as Duryodhana? Think over it. Would you give your child a name Dushta Yuddha? Yuddha, Dursh Yuddha, Duryodhana. Nobody would give such a name to their child. But it became known as that later on. History changes the names. Dhritarashtra is another version of it. Yudhishthir, in the praise of Yudhishthir, one who is sthir during wars, sthira yuddha. Names change based on our actions. History speaks later. We all know, through the teachings of Pujya Babuji Maharaj, he used to say that Lord Krishna had no time to preach 700 slokas and 18 chapters at that very crucial moment where bugles of war were already, heralding those horizons, calling for war. They had no time. So where is the question of reciting 700 slokas by Lord? If you start reading even at a very fast speed, it will still take you a few hours. And Babuji Maharaj, in his superconscious state and in communication with Lord Krishna, says, I had no time more than reciting 6 or 7 slokas at that moment. Rest of the states, in order to dispel the confusion in Arjun's mind, I had to transmit the essence. The way we have this broadband download the information in few seconds. Like that, the entire spiritual state was fused in the heart of Arjun, so he could come to his senses and become aware of his duties. It took few seconds. Sage Vyasa was the one who witnessed this transmission from Lord Krishna to Arjun and saw the shift in state of mind of Arjun. And he described what transcribed between Arjun and Lord Krishna in the form of slokas. And we are celebrating those sermons. We are not celebrating the war. We are celebrating those teachings. You know, in healthcare industry, we have learnt from healthcare industry, we have learnt a lot about this pandemic. We use mask. It's a prevention. Vaccination is prevention. Exercise is prevention. Healthy lifestyle is prevention. Meditation is prevention. Many visible things happen. This thing prevents at a visible level. Exercise, its results are felt at visible level. But things like meditations, the visible effect takes long time. Before a man or woman is transformed, where a husband or a wife can say, yes, my husband has changed drastically in his behavior, with his moral fabric, with his character, with his state of moderation, it takes time. Even purity has to be tolerated. It takes time. So as we become purer and purer, to the extent we can tolerate our own purity, greater the extent of tolerating this purity, greater the transformations. And that's what happens through Heartfulness way, through cleaning. We remove impurities and become purer. We remove complexities and become simpler in life. Gita, the teachings of Gita to me, they are also a sort of vaccination, prevention. If you understand Gita properly, it sets your mind to a greater level of understanding. It prepares us for the life's battle, the way Arjuna had to fight the battle, Mahabharat war. The battle we fight in day-to-day affairs of life, I think, is also no less confusion of Arjun and our confusion to lead a life in harmonious way, in an evolving way. Any fool can earn money, but to earn spiritual wealth is a different matter altogether. Sahasbarg, or Heartfulness way, a very simple message. Don't go into spirituality also so much that your bhautik or material life suffers, that you become a pauper. That's not a wanted thing either. And don't go into material world, bhautik jivan, so much that your very vital spiritual life gets destroyed, annihilated. Bird needs two wings to fly. So does human soul. You can't be begging and meditating. You can't be meditating all the time, becoming a parasite to the society. No. You have to lead a balanced, integrated life where both material and spiritual life can soar higher and higher together. This is the special teachings of our system. Anyway, without further ado, I would request our children and their guide tutor who has been working day and night, Priyadarshini, to address us on very special occasion today on Gitopadesh. Please.
Pranams to beloved Daaji, dear brothers and sisters. With Daaji's permission, I would like to give a short presentation followed by children's performances. As revealed by Lord Krishna to Babuji Maharaj, very few shlokas were spoken and rest of them were transmitted. The rishis decoded them as they are subtle vibrations. Gitopadesh started around May 2021 upon the instruction from beloved Daaji to spread the word of Gita to the children, youth and adults, and in multiple languages. Gitopadesh for all age groups has 4 learning outcomes. These 4 outcomes are possible when practical with practices along with the heartfulness tools and techniques. Thereby, Gitopadesh is an experiment of exploring efficacy of Gita in the light of heartfulness. The course learning principles are derived from Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. Here, Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga principles highlight 3 learnings. In that tradition of heartfulness, the knowledge is transmitted to the student, and student should be intuitive to deduce that knowledge which is offered and can apply in day-to-day life. In today's modern education, majorly the focus is on sense-related learning. But in heartfulness, especially for children, there are programs called Brighter Minds. Here, the children become intuitive and the inducing capacity is given by the great masters. This is the speciality of heartfulness. We have various tracks for children, adults and youth. Vidyarthi and Prajna for children, Yukta for youth, and Sthita Prajna for adults. A very good teamwork has resulted in the course design, course content, and course curation, applying age-appropriate pedagogy and andragogy principles. The course is professionally managed and well supported by proctors, trainers, CRM system, social media technologies. You will be happy that Gitopadesh is attended by 1,500 students from 25 countries. It is a wonder and joy to observe and witness the reciprocation by students to learn Gita and complete the course with zeal and commitment. We are grateful to the parents for their constant support and encouragement. In spite to serve Master, many volunteers and professionals in the heartfulness community have contributed greatly to this course, and they created a wonderful course and course management. On this auspicious day, we announce the release of Gitopadesh certificate to those students who have completed the course. Happy to let you know that we have upcoming courses in summer 2022, Gitopadesh for pregnant women, for children, youth and adults in Telugu and Tamil. And I'm very excited and eager that by summer, Gitopadesh course will be available as a workbook where the entire family can use this. This workbook has activities for children and the entire family, along with stories, with online access to Gita shlokas and meanings in the Heartfulness Learning Academy website. If this event and auspicious day has inspired you to refer to the sacred text of Gita, we encourage you to buy this book, Talks on the Gita by Vinoba Bhave. In the same note, do secure a copy of book Tales from Vedas and Upanishads. And I'm happy to announce that today evening at 6 p.m. IST, we have an online event celebrating Gita Jayanti with Shri Pavan Varmaji as a special guest. Please do join us this evening to encourage and applaud the children who have completed this course with dedication and commitment. Thank you, Master. Now I would invite our children to perform the shlokas.
Pranams, beloved Daaji, respected elders, and dear friends. Gita Jayanti is an auspicious day when Lord Krishna transmitted the ultimate wisdom to Arjuna, which we today know as the Bhagavad Gita. Let us start the program with a prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunatu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May God protect us, may He nourish us together, may our learning be enlightening, and may there be no hate among us.
Namaste everybody. My name is Srinath and I'm in 8th grade at the Heartfulness Learning Center. Today my friends and I are going to be reciting a few slokas from the Bhagavad Gita which talk about devotion in action. Whenever bhakti is added to any action or thought, it becomes enlivened. Bhakti is the spark behind action and thinking. In the 12th chapter entitled Bhakti Yoga, Arjuna asks Lord Krishna about the two types of devotees and who among them is superior. Lord Krishna replies to him by mentioning the 35 qualities present in an ideal devotee who is dear to him. Understanding and developing these qualities in us will help us get closer to divinity.
Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukhakshami santushtas satatam yogi yatatma dridha nishchayah mayyarpita mano buddhihi yo madbhakta same priyah.
He who is free from malice towards all beings, friendly and compassionate, and free from the feelings of I and mine, balanced in joy and sorrow, ever contented and mentally united with me, and he who has subdued his mind, senses, and body, has a firm resolve, and has surrendered his mind and reason to me. That devotee of mine is dear to me.
Yasmano dvijate lokaha lokano dvijate jayah harsha bhayodvegaihi mukto yassa cha me priyah.
He who is not a source of annoyance to his fellow creatures, and who is in turn not vexed with his fellow creatures, and who is free from delight and envy, disturbance and fear, is dear to me.
अनपेक्षशुचिर्दक्षः उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः.
He who expects nothing, who is both internally and externally pure, who has risen above all distractions, is wise and unbiased, and has renounced the sense of doership and all undertakings, such a devotee of mine is dear to me.
शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जितः.
He who deals equally with friend and foe, honor and dishonor, heat and cold, pleasure and pain, and all other contrary experiences, and is free from attachment, is dear to me.
करोषि यदश्नासि यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत् यत्तपस्यसि कौन्तेय तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्.
Lord Krishna says, Arjuna, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer to the sacred fire, whatever you bestow as a gift, whatever you do by the way of penance, offer all that to me.
Me and my friends are now going to recite some shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita which talk about conduct. In these shlokas, Lord Krishna explains about the art of communication, the importance of being impartial and humble, learning to be connected with our hearts, and all the qualities that a human being should develop to lead a balanced life and become Sthita Prajna.
अनुद्वेगकरं वाक्यं सत्यं प्रियहितं च यत् स्वाध्यायाभ्यसनं चैव वाङ्मयं तप उच्यते.
Words which cause no annoyance and are truthful, agreeable and beneficial, as well as the practice of Vedas and Shastras, is known as the penance of speech.
विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि शुनि चैव स्वपाके च पंडिता समदर्शिनः.
A wise man sees a Brahmin endowed with spiritual knowledge, a cow, an elephant, or a dog equally.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Lord Krishna reveals to Arjuna that to learn the truth of spiritual knowledge, meet a spiritual guru and inquire from him with reverence and render service to him with devotion. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge to you because he has seen the truth.
अमानित्वमदम्भित्वम् अहिंसाक्षान्तिराजवम् आचार्योपासनं शौचं स्थैर्यमात्मविनिग्रहः.
absence of pride, freedom from hypocrisy, non-violence, forgiveness, purity of body, mind and heart, sincerity, stability, self-regulation and spiritual service to the teacher. This is said to be true knowledge.
Arjuna Vacha Sthita Pragnasya Ka Bhasha Samadhistasya Keshava Sthitadhi Kim Prabhasheta Kimasita Vrajeta Kim.
Arjuna said, Lord Krishna, what are the qualities of a God-realized soul, stable mind and established in samadhi? How does this man of stable mind walk, talk and sit?
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atmanyevatmana Tushtaha Sthita Prajnasya Dochyate.
Lord Krishna says, Arjuna, when one casts off all the cravings from the mind, and when he is satisfied with the self through the joy of the self, then he is called Sthita Prajna.
Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Pranams to Daaji and good morning to one and all present here. I'm Sakshi from Gulbarga, Karnataka. I study in 9th grade at the Heartfulness Learning Center and I'm here to share my experience during Gita Upadesh course. In the beginning, I didn't want to join as I knew Gita already, but I still registered and started attending them. After a few sessions passed, an interest started building in me. How are the shlokas connected to the themes, values, and our lives? Such questions began sprouting and made me curious. I also started having many insightful conversations with my mom, which I had not before. I also got an insight on many spiritual concepts my mom introduced me once and then. It felt as if everything taught to me made more sense and every value taught to me made more sense and difference in my life. The change, it was very quiet and silent, which came without me knowing. The sessions made me think who I am and what will make me a better person. I think knowing what changes I needed was where I started evolving. I got answers to many of my questions. It also inspired me to start meditation. I now feel that I'm not alone in this journey and I have at least one true friend, the Self, who will be with me by my side till the end. I'm really grateful that I joined this course and gained true wisdom and knowledge. Thank you.
Pranams to Daaji and good morning one and all present here. I am Gauri from Harda, Madhya Pradesh. I am studying in grade 7 at the Heartfulness Learning Center and today I am going to share my experience of the Gita Upadesh course and the changes I noticed in myself after attending this course. At the start, I really didn't want to register or attend it as it was regarding Gita, which I had already done before. But after attending, I started realizing and noticing the changes day by day. It didn't feel like anything much had changed at the start or during the course. But as the course came to an end and I looked back and reflected at my old self, I realized how much I had changed. It was a very subtle change. I started becoming more easygoing and settled at heart. I am less stressed now, and I felt the environment around me changing. I feel it becoming divine. I'm really happy with myself. I developed gratitude, and that keeps me going. I'm really glad that I joined this course. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Gaurav and I am from Harda, Madhya Pradesh. I am studying in 9th standard at THLC. My experience of Gita Pradesh was really nice. It brought some changes in my life, myself and my surroundings too. I didn't realize these changes during the sessions, but I did realize them after the course completed. I have worked on my minus points and increased some of my qualities, like I have increased my tolerance power, the feeling of compassion, kindness, and helping others. The most important thing I learned was to put myself into others' person position and understand how do they react and feel in the same condition I had. I don't know how, but I started accepting my mistakes and introspect that it can hurt somebody else. It helped me to make decisions and to be cool and calm in every situation. I don't know how, but I started to see the positivity in everything, and I am glad to join this session. Thank you.
Thank you, dear children, for the wonderful performance. And I thank beloved Daaji for giving us this opportunity. Now we bring this event to a closure with an ending shloka. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritangamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you.